What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you a World of Tanks gameplay commentary. This is a, well, not necessarily a viewer-submitted replay. It is a friend's replay. It is a replay from Unholy Savage, who was part of the Gangs clan at the time of submitting. I know he did some moving around in clans, and I think he finally settled back into Gangs, but I can't recall, honestly. I've been a little bit too inactive from World of Tanks as of recently to say that with a degree of certainty. But all you need to know is Tier 10 Battle, Lakeville, BatChat, Standard Battle, and not a whole lot of Tier 10s or Tier 9s actually. Quite surprising, only 4 Tier 10s and 4 Tier 9s for the enemy team, and same goes for Unholy Savage's team. I'm just going to call him Savage from this point forward. And a whole lot of Tier 8s doing the scouty scout role. The BatChat usually fills a lot of the times in Tier 10. To pretty much light up, and also possibly getting hit by something either he doesn't see, or nope, that is a replay glitch. There we go. Replay having a delayed load-in reaction to these vehicles, but he does run into a T-44 who thought pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna charge up the middle and scout everything, and he meets a BatChat and dies. That's how it's always gonna happen. 215B heavy tank also kind of having a good view range on him. He's actually got quite a lot of vehicles, an AMX CDC, a T-57 Heavy, Conqueror, 215B, a whole lot of vehicles just wanting to kill him, and that's usually what happens to the tank that goes to this spot from the south, is they typically get pinned down a little bit. Now we do see that there is a 183 in this center area as well, and Savage has to be careful not to get hit by that, because that will spell almost certain doom for him. And speaking of which, there it is, and fortunately his snapshot misses, and Savage will continue to get some punishing damage. Will the 183 get away? He will not. Artillery comes in and saves the day, although I think that 183 is probably dead anyway. His team, Savage, has a lot of support in the city, cross support behind him, and, well, really, the enemy team, still wanting to get him, still thinking he might be pulled out enough to where they can shoot him, but at the moment he's reloading, so he doesn't have a huge incentive to pull out the IS-3 requesting help, although he's got quite a bit going for him. In terms of the E-100, the Conqueror, I mean, he's doing all right. The Panther 2 could probably be pulled up a bit, but at the same time, if those forces pull back, they will have crossfire support from the Waffenträger, the Roomba, all sorts of good things more towards the center of the map, or I should say bottom center. The enemy team actually pushing the 1-2 line. Looks like the Waffenträger E-100 will have a good clear shot on anything that comes around. I mean, it's just a Roomba and a Pershing, and the Indian Panzer Waffenträger E-100, and I can't make out what else that is. Should be more than capable of handling just those two vehicles. Right now, Savage's team definitely pulling ahead quite comfortably. Hit points about even, but tank count definitely favoring his team. And forces in the city looking like they might be in a bit of trouble here. Savage recognizing he might need to pull up in order to give proper fire support, maybe get into the base, put some pressure on, and kill artillery vehicles. The tank count getting evened up, hit points still more or less. Definitely getting a good chunk of distance between them right there. I was going to say more or less even. ISU-152 mid. He's got to be careful about it, but the ISU wants none of the BatChat, and because of that, well, he's going to get some kills on these arties. He did spot the other artillery, so that's good spotting damage. He's going to fire at the last known location of that BatChat, 155-55, and he will get the kill. That's what you get when you decide, I'm going to sit here and not move, and just assume you're still spotted, which, again, could be a replay error, but I am going to go out on a limb and say that he was legitimately unspotted, and if he had just moved, probably would have survived. The ISU-152 coming around the corner, finally to engage Savage here, but it's a little too late. He's already gone. And the Panther 2 deciding to pull up and get some shots on the ISU-152, but also sit back a little bit and see what happens. That is an odd decision the Panther 2 made, was rather than go in city and try and really combat those vehicles there, just to stay by the lakeside. And T-57 Heavy deciding he's not okay with that and sees the BatChat, and instead of engaging the Panther 2, decides he's going to get in an autoloader war with the BatChat 25-ton. T-57, not exactly the wisest decision you have ever made. And it looks like enemy artillery getting spotted, not pointing its gun at Savage here, as we can tell by the silhouette. and will die for his trouble. Unfortunately, the Jagdpanther 2, okay, so the Jagdpanther 2 was destroyed by that artillery piece, hence why, you know, I guess he just gave up on life and said, whatever, I got a kill, I can die now, and did nothing to try and get behind that windmill and survive. The difference between some players and others in this game. Others of us will fight tooth and nail to live as long as we can and be as effective as we can. Others are just like, oh, I'm getting shot and I'm probably going to die. I just surrendered to my fate. And those artillery pieces, those artillery pieces certainly did that. That IS-7 pulling out does possibly get shot here. If he, nope, there we go. Pulls right out of sight just as Savage aims in. Looks like the 215B as well gonna have some trouble. Those artillery pieces to the south right on the mini-map definitely going to be somewhat in danger, but with no more enemy artillery to really, you know, rain down on them, those heavy tanks really have to come in and hit them for it. That IS-7 does not want any piece of this, and he is going to get punished by Savage here in the center. Possibly die if he high rolls well enough. Nope, with that angle, it's very unlikely, but will Savage try anyway? Probably, possibly. He's waiting for a better shot. He's being patient and intelligent, and he gets it. Oh my goodness, has patience ever paid off so well? The ISU-152 killing the Indian Panzer. That enemy ISU actually being pretty strong of a player this match, you know, being somewhat intelligent. Sure, he should have engaged Savage earlier when Savage was focused on the artillery, but I guess he just did not want to risk getting unloaded into and dying within one clip, which certainly would have happened. Conqueror, having fallen back to base instead of helping out his IS-7 ally, deciding it was the better call. And at this point, the enemy team has more than been doubled in their hit points by Savage's team, and the tank count is strongly favoring 2 to 6? 2 to 7. No, I was right the first time. 2 to 6 tanks remaining, and the enemy team really just going to be pressed to really make anything happen, especially a Conqueror, not known for its armor at all, just known for having a really good gun with a good rate of fire, and it's demonstrated right there by that snapshot. Any other vehicle I would have called complete shenanigans on, but the Conqueror, it's a bit more believable. The ISU deciding to come up, and he will kill Savage, finally just slaying the beast that has been in the center of the map this whole time, punishing with over 6,500 hit points worth of damage. It looks like the Waffenträger E100 will get the kill on the Conqueror, and just a very solid performance by Savage, doing a good job surviving for as long as he did in the center on that little pathway, that mountain pass, I guess you could call it. And the E50 comes to find that maybe he might not be able to get by. Gonna have a rough time finding his way between the roadblock that was created by Savage and that enemy 183. Looks like the enemy BatChat artillery did take a shot, and sounds like he missed. I assume that was the enemy BatChat arty, but he's probably on the side of the ISU-152 due to his superior mobility, and more likely than not, in no danger of dying. The Ferdinand now trying to help push this E50 through, and it looks like he will succeed in that, so the E50M probably going to be the one who gets the kill. No, it is the BatChat arty. So just proving the effectiveness of that turreted artillery with its mobility to really go toe-to-toe with, you know, unturreted tank destroyers, traditional tank destroyers such as the ISU-152, if they are not careful. Definitely an effective play by that BatChat arty, and kind of unfortunate for that IS-2. But let's go to those post-game stats and see how pretty much everyone else did. Alright, and here we go. It is important to note, however, before we get into this too much, that this is the last 9.6 replay. This is the replay I was talking about previous match that I wasn't quite sure I was going to do. It was kind of like, maybe I will, maybe I won't, because it wasn't an official submission. But I figured, what the hell, might as well, and just went along and did it. I mean, more content for you guys in the end anyway, right? But after this will be 9.7. There's only a few replays, so they'll be tossed together in the same playlist as 9.6. And then a lot of 9.9 because due to technical issues, 9.8 and 9.10 are not a thing for me to do replays with. It's just I don't have the technical capability. But there's a whole video on that. You can check it out if you want to know more, but you're probably content just knowing that it's not going to happen, technical issues. Anyway, Mastery Batch First Class got Fighter, destroy 4 or 5 enemy vehicles in one battle. Got Duelist, destroy at least 2 or 3 enemy vehicles that cause damage to your vehicle in this battle. Fire for effect, cause more damage to enemies than you have hit points, obviously. And Bruiser, damage enemy vehicles, modules, or injure crew members at least 5 times in one battle. So he did get high caliber, obviously. Tanker Sniper, which is somewhat impressive for the BatChat considering its lack of accuracy, relatively speaking. And Scout, which again, performing that scouting role, going right up the middle and being the center of attention for the enemy team, but also doing a good job of spotting a lot of enemy vehicles. A lot of good early information, and it did end in the death of that 183. So that's a big contribution right there. We do see that he earned over actually exactly 7,000 points of hit point damage. Yeah, let's go with those words. That makes kind of sense. The enemy IS-7 doing pretty well for himself until he got absolutely wrecked by Savage here, and the 57, the Conqueror, all the city tanks looking like they did quite well for themselves. The ISU-152 doing okay. I kind of expected better of him. The 183 getting his one shot off and then getting absolutely wrecked because, well, he just got too overly aggressive and committed far too much that he was certainly punished for it. And even the T-44 was able to do better just because he could get 2 shots off, like 2 or 3 shots. Yeah, 2 shots off before meeting his death at the hands of the BatChat, at the hands of Savage. Yeah. And right here, the Charioteer, apparently he died while on base or whatever, doing nothing. Unfortunate, the Og Panther 2 getting wasted by artillery, as we saw. But, the closest competitor to Savage in terms of performance this match was that E100. And if we even want to go by experience based on tier and such, it's the Roomba, who actually didn't do that much damage. He must have gotten quite a bit of spotting. He got a little. He actually caused damage to allies. That's amazing. Well done. Apparently, the experience didn't matter too much. And the artillery doing quite a good job. The 53-55, always a solid piece. And it does look like the ISU got top experience for his team, so I guess he did quite well for himself in terms of the game standards. But we do see 24 shots fired, 23 of those actually hitting, and 21 actually penetrating. 7,000 exact damage, and we got quite a bit of damage, over 3,700. In fact, just below 3,800 done from a distance of more than 300 meters. Hits received, 7. Penetrations, 5. Non-penetrations, 2. So kind of surprising with a BatChat that you ever take anything for a non-penetrating hit with its paper-thin armor. Damage blocked by armor, 400. Yeah, just talking about that. Not too much distance traveled, but he really just got to a central location, stayed safe for as long as he could, got shots of opportunity, a lot of shots of opportunity, and really just played it smart and didn't have to move a lot as a result of it. Damage due to players' assistance due to things like that artillery coming in, killing that 183 and such. Just over 1,100, well, I shouldn't say just over, it's closer to 1,200, but semantics, I suppose. Credits received, good amount, made profit on tier 10 without premium count, without any premium boosting whatsoever. Got a good chunk of experience as well, so definitely very well played. But that is certainly going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like. If you want to see more, definitely hit that subscribe button, and if you got a replay you think I should do a commentary on, well, definitely instructions in the description below on how to submit. And finally, if there's something you want to share or suggest in relation to my channel or videos, definitely comment section below. But until next time, this has been Spang, and I am just clearly oh so professional.
MLG Dynamo!